Coast City in deep space at night, shadows lengthening over a world of heroes and legends. The signal flare of a new origin burns bright, and somewhere beyond the stars, destiny is waiting. DC Secret Origins opens the door to a forgotten age, where the Golden Age Green Lantern stands ready to challenge the darkness. This is the story of willpower made visible. Thomas and Freeman bring the legend to life under the comic's code seal, while the cosmos hangs silent above a city that never truly sleeps. The next adventure begins with a question only a hero can answer. And in that silence, another name flickers into view, the Creeper. But across the page, one challenge echoes louder than the rest. Who watches the Watchmen? In a universe of guardians and threats, vigilance is everything, and Green Lantern is about to find out what it costs. I am the green flame of life, and this is my story. More than 4 billion years ago, in the first ages of the universe, the immortals of Oa set out to stop the evil unleashed by Krona. As the Ons evolved into the guardians of the universe, they took on a second sacred duty: to contain the magic they had gathered before it could poison creation. They sealed that power inside the heart of a star, but their brilliance had a flaw. Unknown to them, the mystic star heart became sentient, and I became it. To meet the coming darkness, they forged a gargantuan power battery, countless rings, and a corps of star rovers known as Green Lanterns. Their mission: banish magic from a clockwork cosmos. But I knew the truth they feared most. Someday, despite the Guardians, sorcery would return to the universe, unleashed for both good and ill. Against that distant hour, I willed a portion of my force to break free from the sun that held me fast. Spinning through interstellar space, I drifted for untold eons, gathering debris with my mistomagnetic field until I became a blazing green meteorite. And then, a few centuries ago, I entered the gravitational pull of the third planet of a medium-sized star on the rim of the Milky Way galaxy. Coast City in deep space at night, shadows lengthening toward destiny. Coast City in deep space at night, shadows lengthening beneath a rain of fire as a blazing star screams toward Earth.
Death falls from the skies, flee, flee.
Yet some, convinced it was only a meteor, drew near the shattered wreckage with reckless curiosity. There, in the heart of the broken shell, lay a pool of flaming liquid metal.
3 times shall I flame green, first to bring death, second to bring life, third to bring power.
Then the emerald glow swelled, and a voice like thunder rolled out across the night, freezing the men in fear.
Look, Chang the lamp maker approaches it without fear.
The flame guttered and cooled as old Chang reached into the fallen star and took a piece for himself. The others recoiled, certain doom was about to follow.
Such rashness will bring down the wrath of the evil one. It has come, just as the old book said it would.
But Chang heard none of their whispers, lost in wonder as the mystery deepened. And in that moment, fear began to take root, because the greatest danger may already be among them. Coast City fades into myth, and the tale turns ancient as a strange piece of green metal is carried home in the night. A lamp maker works until dawn, shaping it into a lamp said to be forged from the fire of an evil one.
Our village will suffer much if the gods are angered. We must rid ourselves of the lamp and of Chang.
Please, you don't understand.
The mob surges forward, hatred blazing hotter than reason, and the wizard is condemned in a storm of fire and shattered books.
No, the emerald glow again.
In the fury of the moment, impossible light erupts from the lamp, and a voice from legend tears through the chaos.
3 times shall I flame green, first to bring death.
Coast City flickers in memory and moonlight, while deep space waits in cold silence beyond the stars. An old story is being told again, and it all begins with a curious green lamp. A troubled patient, haunted by the crash of 29, stares at the lamp as if destiny itself has found him. In his hands, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Weeks later, the same lamp is offered away like a harmless trinket, passed to old Billings, a quiet man who works with metal. But fate has already lit the fuse. Coast City and the rocky shore below the bridge at night, shadows lengthening under a cold, watchful sky. Tension hangs in the air as Jimmy Henton senses disaster coming.
It's Decker, he isn't one to take things lying down. He'll try something.
Worried Jimmy, how come?
Why? Just because my company's bid to build this bridge was lower than his.
You may have been the engineer in charge of construction, Alan, but that doesn't mean you understand Decker. He's dangerous, I tell you. He'll.
For one terrible moment, the bridge is swallowed by silence. Then wreckage rains down on the rocky shore. A lone figure staggers free, lit by an eerie emerald glow.
Jimmy, oh God, he's dead. They're all dead.
This lantern, I must have grabbed it when we fell, but what's wrong with it? It's...
In an instant, the green flame reveals its ancient truth to Alan Scott, prophecy, power, and a destiny born in light. The lantern calls to him from across the ages, green as the growing things, a force against the dark that cannot stand illumination. In Coast City and deep space at night, shadows lengthen around a man on the edge of destiny. A strange green power has offered him a choice, faith or ruin. My power shall be yours if you have faith in yourself. Close that faith and you lose that power, for willpower is the flame of the green lantern. Stunned but driven by desperation, Alan rushes to his office and begins shaping the metal with feverish, trembling hands. The alien flame has given him a command, and he dares to obey. A ring made of part of its metal. Then I'm going to find out if this was Decker's doing, and if it was, I'll kill him. The ring takes form almost as if it wants to be born, and the instant it slips onto his finger, madness drains away in a cold, cleansing wave. He sees the truth and recoils from the violence in his own mind. Why, I must have been mad. I wanted to kill a man, Decker. No, I must fight him another way. What, I'm flying, but that's impossible, or is it? By Earth standards, the mansion lies a considerable distance away, but Alan Scott covers it in seconds, burning through the night like a green comet.
You boys did a sweet job, all right. Now the government will have to take my bid, whether they like it or not. They'll never know that some of the overhead they're paying for is the price I paid you to blow that bridge.
Yeah, Mr. Decker, that's sure. What in the...
A wall near the house suddenly ignites, not with ordinary flame, but with a blazing emerald fire that throws the whole yard into shock.
Good gravy, that looks like Scott, the engineer, but he's dead in the wreck. Shoot him, he ain't going down. This guy ain't human. He must be wearing a bulletproof vest. Use your knives, anything.
Alan says nothing, but he's nearly as stunned as they are when a knife shatters against the emerald aura surrounding him, a fearless ring-bearer cloaked in impossible power. Coast City and deep space at night, shadows lengthening over a silent room as danger closes in from behind.
You were right, Mr. Decker. This ain't no ghost, or else I couldn't have knocked him out with a wood paperweight.
But Scott was only down, not out, and his attacker discovered that far too late. Even with the ring, Scott had no more than his normal strength, and that was enough. Now only Scott and Decker remained in the quiet room, and the fear in the air turned thick and cold.
WH, what do you want from me? Since stay back, oh God, you are a ghost, aren't you? Don't hurt me, please. Where are you taking me? Stop.
Still grimly silent, Alan Scott drove himself and his captive skyward. Beneath them, the Grand Canyon yawns open in all its fierce, impossible grandeur. Coast City at night and deep space beyond it, shadows lengthening as a legend is born from fear and flame.
Please take me down. I'll confess to your murder. I'll confess to anything.
That night, Alan Scott learned both the might and the limitations of his new power. He also felt the pull of a destiny that would never let him return to being just an engineer. Soon after, he donned a bizarre new costume and charged his ring, ready to become a man of mystery.
I shall shed my light over dark evil, for the dark things cannot stand the light of the green lantern. You see, I'm signing. And I shall shed my light over dark evil, for the dark things cannot stand the light of the... Dead, I guess the shock was too great for him. Well, it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Green lanterns.
Coast City and deep space at night, shadows lengthening as fear and justice collide in the same breath.
I must have been mad, at least for a moment. I never tried to hurt anyone before.
Well, your human target's left already. Never even suspected how close he came to being ventilated.
You want to tell me about it? Or would you rather talk to the police?
No, please, I'll tell you. I've got to tell someone.
Her name was Irene Miller, and in the glow of the fairgrounds, Alan Scott was drawn to her, then pulled deeper into a story of betrayal and fear.
That man was Bart Murdoch, the gangster. My kid brother Danny used to work for him, till I convinced him he should go straight. Danny's in prison now, and he can't tell the truth about Murdoch for fear I'll be harmed. When he tried, Murdoch's hirelings hit him over the head, poured whiskey over him, and drove his car onto the sidewalk, killing an old woman.
Look, let me go see a friend of mine who dabbles in criminal cases. Maybe he can help.
The friend, of course, was the Green Lantern, his oath igniting again as Emerald willpower cut through the night and hurled him from Coast City to New York State Prison. Moments later, an eerie green radiance shimmered above a fabled skyline, and Green Lantern's vow echoed like judgment over dark evil. Coast City in deep space at night, shadows lengthening over the fairgrounds and the lonely prison walls. A masked visitor slips through stone like a ghost, carrying hope into the dark.
Who are you? I'm known as the Green Lantern. Don't be afraid, Danny Miller. I've helped others, and I'd like to help you.
The frightened youth recognizes the ring-bearer's resolve and starts to talk, spilling the truth about Bart Murdoch's crooked scheme. Irene was lured to the Condor Cafe, and Murdoch's protection racket is only the beginning.
The proceeds from the charity concert for polio, he's planning to steal them tonight. Thanks, Danny. You won't regret telling me this. Goodbye. Keep your chin up. We'll get you out of here yet. Just keep Irene safe, okay? She's all I've got now.
At that very moment in the Hall of Music, the curtain rises on a night of hope. But outside at the box office, danger is already waiting in the wings.
Hands up, sister, hand over your cash, every last cent, you understand? Make it snappy.
Coast City shimmers under the night sky, its neon promise darkened by danger as thieves race toward the Great White Way. Somewhere beyond the glow, Green Lantern watches the city's pulse quicken.
All right, we've got the money already. Now let's get moving. Don't sweat it, the car will clear our path to the Great White Way, then we'll ditch it and lose ourselves among all the amusements.
But Murdoch's men have staged a riot nearby to pull the police away from the Hall of Music. What could possibly go wrong?
Hey, where'd that hand come from? That ring. I've heard of that ring. It belongs to that Green Lantern guy. Watch it, Smiler, we're gonna crash.
One fleeing criminal slips through the tightening police net, but he doesn't know he's being tracked. High above the streets, Green Lantern studies the escape route, already thinking ahead to the next move against Murdoch. Coast City glitters under a hard night sky, but in the shadows, greed is already reaching for its next victim. At the edge of the city and the edge of space, Green Lantern is closing in on a conspiracy of blood and money.
Here are the proceeds from the concert, officer. Nobody got away with a penny that should go to the battle against infantile paralysis.
That's great, just one thing. Who in blazes are you?
The Green Lantern. Ask the boys in the car when you fish them out of Liberty Lake. They'll be only too glad to tell you about.
Elsewhere, the crime boss hears the report and the calm of the night shatters. One name has slipped the leash, and now the whole scheme is starting to crack.
That's right, Mr. Murdoch. Everything was going like you planned, just like clockwork. That means Judge Wake probably talked. Maybe he even squealed to the Lantern himself. You go over to the judge's place and take care of him, quietly with a knife. I thought we had him under our thumb, but some guys never learn. But boss, what about, the reason Homer Wake's been fronting for you, even down to getting the Condor Cafe for you?
First, I'll find out how you got a well-known, honest man like Judge Homer Wake in your pocket. And then, Murdoch, I'm going to take care of you.
The Lantern's judgment is swift and blazing, a promise carved in emerald light. And Murdoch's answer is pure fear because the night has just begun to close in. Coast City at night is alive with danger, its neon glow reaching out toward the endless dark of deep space. In a lonely alley, fear and arrogance collide as a helpless captive demands to be taken home.
When are you bozos gonna take me back home? My old man's a judge, you know, and he'll get you for this. Beat it. You're going for a ride, all right, kid only. Hey, I'm stuck. Somebody want to give me a hand here.
How's about a foot instead?
The street erupts in chaos as the thug reels back and the terrified kid suddenly turns predator. Around them, the night seems to hold its breath.
I'm really going to enjoy this.
Well, what are you waiting for, Lardo? It's him.
Coast City and deep space at night, shadows lengthening as emerald light cuts through the dark. Even the green flame cannot know whether fate or Alan Scott's anger is guiding the battle. The enemy's own metal bullets slam helplessly against the emerald shield, and when they rebound, they become instruments of their own doom. At last, only Bart Murdoch remains standing.
Maybe this Tommy gun ain't such a great idea after all.
I don't make deals with would-be child killers.
All right, Lantern, you got the judge's brat. We'll call it even, okay. Don't try to follow me, masked man. I ain't kiddin'.
I'm not following you, Murdoch. I've been waiting for you.
But power can breed carelessness, and Alan Scott is no exception. Terrified, Murdoch whirls, striking with the one thing that can still bring a Green Lantern down. Stunned, Alan Scott staggers to his feet as the fight rises above the onlookers, two men locked in deadly combat 200 feet in the air. For one, the prize is life, for the other, death. Coast City and the void beyond it, night deepens into a battlefield of shadows and starlight. Far below, one desperate struggle is about to decide a hero's fate.
So that's the guy you wanted us to see, lady, the Green Lantern.
Yes, but oh, can't you do something? Help him somehow, if he dies.
You're down for the count this time, Blondie. That ray of yours is pretty hot stuff, all right, but it don't do much good against a good old kick in the ribs, does it?
Alan Scott is hurt, dazed, his mind battered by the first shocking blow. Yet even through the pain, something ancient and fierce stirs within him. Willpower flares in a single instant. His hand shoots out, seizing the attacker's foot and hurling Bart Murdoch wildly off balance.
Oh my god, help me, I'm slipping, help me.
To his credit, Alan Scott tries to save the falling man. And in that heartbeat, the Watcher in the shadows knows the choice has been made.
Sure, I framed the kid. Nobody quits Bart Murdoch. Nobody, he's dead.
Did you hear what he said, boys? I got it all down. That'll free the Miller boy, for sure.
You're dying, Murdoch. Before you do, why not do one decent act? Confess that you framed Danny Miller.
And so Bart Murdoch escapes punishment, but not justice. In those early days, before the OWN's Green Lantern Corps was known to Earth, one fearless man lit the darkness with emerald fire.
I know, for I am the green flame.